Right, so at this point you should be working on the warm-up paper. Spend some time on that and then check in with this video to follow up on checking your answers and or getting help. So don't wait too long to get help. Go ahead and proceed with the video as you need to, but make sure you're working on it a little bit first. Our test is starting Thursday, and it is Thursday, Friday this week yet. So make sure you're doing everything you can today to be prepared and making sure you're putting time and effort into the practice. Okay, so again, these are the things you need to memorize, right, in terms of the thought process, right? We talked about this on Monday, working on identifying what type of factoring you would use based on the number of terms. So always check for GCF first, and then however many terms there are, that determines the type of factoring you do. So as you're working on the warm-up, again, we can start with GCF. So always check for GCF first. And in this case, there is a 2 and then x squared. Remember, x squared is the smallest exponent, so that's what we want to take out. Okay. So if we take out 2x squared, we're going to be left with 6x to the third minus 7x squared minus 1. So this is not a quadratic. So this is not factorable any further. Our final answer is just that. So that was a GCF only. Number 2 is also a GCF to start. So you can divide those all by 2. We take that out, we're left with n squared minus 15n plus 56. And now this is a quadratic. And we can also tell from the very start, this is a quadratic. The highest exponent is a 2. And so we need to factor this into 2 more binomials. If the two things multiply to a positive but add up to a negative, sorry, let me erase that. Both of these will have to be negative. I know this has to be n, and now I need the two things that multiply to 56, but then add up to negative 15. So that would be a negative 8 and a negative 7. Okay. Number 3, once again, starting with GCF, there is a GCF. So we take out that 3, and we're left with k squared minus 25. And then once again, what we're looking for is 2 terms. So difference of squares. This would be the pattern where if you need to rewrite it to help you see this, we're missing that middle term, right? So this is a quadratic. We're missing that middle term. So now we are factoring this like a trinomial. So we should be able to break this into 2 more binomials. And that gives me k and k. One's positive, one's negative, and then 5 and 5. And that is my final answer. On the back side of the warm-up, there is a, I guess my animations didn't quite finish up there, so you can see kind of part of the answer there, but let's take a look at number 4 first. Number 4 is not a difference of squares. It is a GCF first. And so if you take out that GCF, this is then still not a difference of squares. So that final answer is just taking out the GCF. In that number 5, they forgot to factor out the negative. So you've got to take out that negative to make the remaining factor actually match. And so instead of that plus 3b, it should be a minus 3b. Other than that, today, right, so review. Make sure we're working to do our best to make sure we're prepared for our test that's tomorrow and Thursday. Okay. So to do that, making sure you're getting your notebook entries done, have those organized, make sure you have homeworks that are done and turned in, and then working through the review activity here with this video today is going to be the next most helpful thing. So that's the plan, is that the other half sheet you have is a half sheet that's going to help you play the game that we were going to play in class together, but at this point you're just going to go through it yourself, and that's place your bets, factoring edition. So it is time to place your bets. So we've played this game several times before. Nothing too new with it. You're just playing against yourself today and just trying to do your best. And in each question, do the question, try it. So you're gonna have to pause the video, try the question, and then check your answer with the video to see if you got it correct. Okay, so I will give you chances to pause the video, but then as you're ready, you can go on and check your answers. And then again, be honest, you can bet anywhere from 0 to 100, or I should say 1 to 100 to start. And then just remember you can bet up to your current maximum amount. Okay, so again, this is just for fun in terms of the betting, but it's the practice that you're doing that is the real benefit. Okay. So first category is greatest common factor. Again, take a moment, place your bet, pause the video, and then proceed as you're ready. Okay, so remember you're placing your bet, you're writing it down in that first box, and then you're going to do the workspace, you're going to do the question in that workspace, and then keep track of your total score. Here's the question, GCF. Again, pause the video and do the question, and then unpause it when you're ready to check your answer. Okay, here is the answer. When you're ready to check, here it is, 2x squared, right? So 2x squared is the GCF. And then once again, that factor you're left with is not a quadratic. Okay, so that is as far as you can take it. Okay, so calculate your new total. So remember, you're adding or subtracting based on if you got it right or wrong. Again, that's just for fun, so play along, but make sure you're putting in the practice. Okay? Next category is grouping. So this question will be grouping. All of these questions could possibly have a GCF first, right? But the category is what type of factoring you will then be looking for. Okay, bets are placed. Here's the question. Again, pause the video, try it out, and then unpause when you're ready to check your answer. In 3, 2, 1, here is the answer. You're going to first factor out 4x squared from the first group, and then 5 comes out of the second group, and then those matching factors plus the 4x squared plus 5 is your two binomials. Okay, so there's the answer. Once again, calculate new total and place your bet. Pause the video to do all of that, and proceed as you're ready. Here is the question. Okay, showing the answer in 3, 2, 1. You need to take out a GCF first to be completely factored. GCF first, and then you can factor that remaining trinomial into x minus 5 and x plus 5. Okay, so calculate your new total, place your bets, and unpause the video when you are ready. Showing you the question in 3, 2, 1. Here's the question. And showing you the answer in 3, 2, 1. Again, GCF first, and then difference of squares. There's the completely factored answer. Again, calculate new total, pause the video, and proceed as ready. Here is the question. Showing the answer in 3, 2, 1. Again, first group, you're taking out 5x squared. Second group, you're taking out -1. So just a -1 to make that matching factor, and then your final answer put together. Okay, make sure you have that final answer as two binomials side by side, showing that multiplication. Okay. Next category, showing you the question in 3, 2, 1, and factor completely. Showing you the answer in 3, 2, 1. Again, GCF is just 5xy. So taking out that 5xy, again, leaves you with 3 terms, but those 3 terms are not a quadratic. So that is it. That is all you can do to factor that. Okay, next question. Pause the video, place your bets, calculate your new total, unpause the video when you're ready. Showing the question in 3, 2, 1. Again, pause the video if needed, as needed. You probably still need to pause it. Showing the question or showing the answer in 3, 2, 1. There it is. So again, this one didn't have a GCF, but it does have that coefficient other than 1, right? So you do have to make sure you have the -5 with the 3x and then -3 with the x. Okay, but there is the final factored trinomial. Again, place your bets. Last question. Pause the video. Showing you the question in 3, 2, 1. Pause the video. Try the question. Showing the answer in 3, 2, 1. Here it is. So again, for this one, no GCF, but difference of squares pattern. Again, the 9 gets split into 3 and 3. The x to the 10th gets split in half. And then 49, square root of 49 is 7 and -7. Okay, so calculate a new total. Again, that's just for your own bragging rights, I suppose, at this point. Again, the practice is what was important there. So if you need to, you can go back through those questions and try them again. Those are great questions to practice, making sure you've got that thought process down. For the remaining time here, just remember you need to make sure you have your notebook entries ready. I will collect those and take a look at those on Friday. I will probably not take those on Thursday, but probably Friday. And then homeworks can be turned in as soon as they're done, right? You bring them, turn them into the tray. Any of those missing homeworks, get them turned in. Okay. So again, make sure you are ready. We are starting our test Thursday, which is tomorrow. Make sure you are ready, and then we'll finish up on Friday. Have a great day.